Hello, creators, and welcome to Rediscovering Be Something Wonderful, where we revisit timeless classics from deep within our video archives. What if the two most potent words you'll ever speak are not merely powerful affirmations, but the very source of all power in all reality? And what if these words reveal that you are that very source of all the power and reality there is, was, or will ever be? In this video, you'll learn how one woman's life was transformed when she stopped looking outside herself for the power to change her reality and discover the true meaning of I am. You'll discover why I am is your direct connection to your divine nature. Why every declaration of I am identifies the reality you experience in the only moment that ever exists, now. And why your life begins to transform the moment you change who you know yourself to be. Because I am is not merely an affirmation repeated in vain. I am is who you are. Now, let's rediscover the extraordinary simplicity of consciously creating the life of your wildest dreams. Welcome back to Be Something Wonderful. I had an amazing session early this morning. This is why I'm really so late with the video today, because I changed my whole idea for a video after this session. So I met with a client that I've talked to about 3 times before that. And at the time, she wanted to change her entire life. She was really confused. She had just gotten divorced. She felt that her life was boring, that her job was boring, that she didn't have any hobbies that she really wanted to do. And she was actually feeling guilt because she was raised in a very religious household, but she was drawn to the teachings of Neville, Goddard, to reality creation, the law of attraction. And she felt that power is within her. She just didn't know really how to get there. And she said, Tom, I don't even know how to pray anymore, because it was always to me praying to God to give me something. And so we talked about that. And so what we spent our time on with my few sessions with her were the power of I am, the power of you being one with God, and that God within you is I am. It's the Christ within you. That's your power. And what you use with those words, I am, becomes your reality. Essentially, we worked on I am affirmations. She loved them. And she immediately started using them and getting some powerful results. But I hadn't heard from her for a while. And then she followed up. And her entire life is just changed. She transformed it all. And she met a guy on her summer vacation this year. She now has these different hobbies that she's trying out. I think one of them is ballroom dance and some other things. She's interacting with other spiritual groups and others that are into the metaphysics. And the guy that she met is into it as well. And so they're really getting along well. And her job, she got a promotion. She really learned to love her job. All this from this idea of affirming that love within you. But what was important of this is that she was affirming those I am affirmations from a willingness to believe it. This was important. This is what we talked about. Because when we first started talking about this, she goes, but I just don't believe it. I don't believe I'm whole. How can I believe that I'm in love and that I'm strong and that I'm complete? And I said, it doesn't require you to believe it. It just requires you to be open to open the door, to be open to it, right? To be willing to believe. And so this is what I want to talk about in this video. And this is also a motivation now to create an I am meditation video based on these affirmations that I talked about with her and that we actually covered in some of her sessions. That video, that I am meditation video, will be coming soon. I think it's going to be about 18 minutes long, very powerful. And so guys, just look for that. So here's what I want to talk about today, based on what I talked to her about. She had this whole thing, right? She was I think she's in her late 40s, right? She's feeling that her life has passed her by, that she wasted a lot of her time. And this was a great quote by Ernest Holmes that I think I brought up when I was talking to her. Life is life. I've talked about this in a previous video. I don't remember which one. Life doesn't grow old, only your thinking does. So life is life. It's not that life's passing you by or you're getting old, because you are life, right? Yes, there's the 3D aging. There's all of that. We get that. That's a core belief. That's a collective belief that we have. But within you is eternity. And so it's only your belief, your thinking that was growing old, that was growing stale, right? It takes no time at all to be what you are. This is A Course in Miracles. Once you decide, I am that I am, you decide who you are in this present moment. When you invoke the name of God, invoke that presence within you, you become it immediately. God doesn't say I am, or God doesn't say I will be. God says I am. That's God's name forever and ever. There's actually only one moment in creation. Everything you experience is the same moment from a different point of view. This is Bashar. This is powerful. Because the question is then, how do I see a different part of creation from a different point of view, from a different point of your I am, of that presence? Who are you now? I am what? What am I? That gets you seeing that part of creation. Because there's only one moment. What moment of creation do you want to create now? That's what she did. Time is what prevents everything from happening at once. This is from John Wheeler. Right? That's all time is. It's just so we don't have it. And then I think he goes on to say that space is so everything doesn't happen to me all at once. I thought that was funny. So time prevents everything from happening all at once, and space is there so everything doesn't happen to you all at once. This is perfect. Right? Through your I am, through that portal of God, the name of God, that God within you, that's how you experience your desires, your reality, what you want to change. That's how you change your life overnight with I am affirmations. So let's hit this. I am that I am. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial to all generations. This is how God wanted to be remembered, but not from a past or some future. It's to be remembered now, because there's only God, there's only now, there's only I am. That's God. By remembering the divine name of God, I am, you connect with Source. You connect with infinite intelligence. You connect with God as that, as God. You connect with God as God. You connect with infinite intelligence as infinite intelligence. It's not a connection beyond you. It's not a power outside of you, right? She was feeling a lot of guilt for that because she was brought up like that, right? Feeling if she's not perfect, that she's going to be condemned. There's nothing like that. You're remembering the divine name of God, I am, as God. When you regret the past or worry about the future, there was a lot of this, right? You are holding it against the now, God, or your I am awareness. You're holding it against who you really are, right? She was worrying about, well, I'll never meet somebody, and I've wasted my past, and nothing's going right for me. You're holding all of that against the now, and now all there is. You're holding it against your I am, right? Wow, that's powerful. When you use I am, you're invoking the divine name of God and revealing God to yourself, as your higher self, right? Hear this. The Moses Code does a great job. I think I talked about the Moses Code in a few videos now, and talks about the story of Moses and I am that I am, right? An affirmation, as an affirmation, I am strong, I am invincible, I am love, I am worthy, I am successful, I am healthy, I am wealthy, right? All of this, I am divine, I am powerful beyond measure. You're remembering who you really are, whether you believe it or not. You just got to be open to it, right? Like the prodigal son, I talk about that often, where God meets you halfway. God will pick you up, God will meet you because you are that, right? It's about being open to it. It's about being willing to believe it, right? When you're willing to believe it, then that I am affirmation is coming from a place of truth and not from vain repetitions. Do you hear the difference? It's coming from a place of truth within you, that you know there's only one moment in creation. And so if there's only one moment, then you can invoke whatever moment you want with that I am. Whatever part of ultimate reality that you want to become in this moment, right? Only your willingness to believe is required. God will meet you wherever you are. Hear this. Only your willingness to believe. Only your willingness to trust in that I am that's within you. Only your willingness to invoke that power within you, then God will meet you wherever you are, right? Because God is everywhere. With I am affirmations from that place of truth within, you're expanding your perception and divine memory of who you really are. That's what remembering really is. That's the proper use of memory, right? Of images. It's to remember that I am. Remember that one moment in creation. Remember what you want to be with I am, as if you are it, because you are it. I am blessed, I am light, I am love, I am free, I'm perfectly divine, I am powerful, I'm infinite, I'm strong, I'm beautiful, I'm fulfilled. I'm just sharing some of the things that we had talked about as a follow-up and some of the things that she was using, because I thought it would be very powerful for you in a meditation video to really invoke this power of I am. This is just a very short list. There's so much to it. I am all that I desire to be. Blessed be the name of God forever and ever. Daniel 2:20. Blessed be the name of God. You're blessed. That's the name of God, right? I am affirmations change your life overnight. And that's how. Stay tuned, guys, for more on this. There's going to be a meditation video for sure. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, like and share our videos. That's how we get our message out. You can follow us on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful. We have a group called the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors. You can join that. That's an open group where everybody is just kind of sharing their stories, advice, and guidance. It's wonderful. You can find that on facebook.com/groups/BeSomethingWonderful. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, or just go to our website anytime for all the information and more at tomkearin.com or besomethingwonderful.com. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, we'll see you soon. And stay tuned for a guided I Am meditation video from Be Something Wonderful. See you soon.